This is your weekend market review for Saturday, May 31st, 2025. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your weekend market review for Saturday, May 31st, 2025. Hopefully you're doing well, had a great couple weeks, enjoyed some time off to go up to Idaho, visit family, friends, and just relax. Again, you can't work all the time. And as we talked about going into the end of the month, we thought the market might chop around as we digest the up move from earlier in the month, and we were spot the fudge on. Now, again, going into next week, you have jobs numbers, you have some data, you have a little bit of earnings next week with AVGO, Broadcom, Lululemon, a few other names, but jobs reports big time. And again, if you go look at the Stock Traders Almanac, typically bullish to start the week, a little more bearish at the end of the week. Again, I don't think the market has the capacity to break out until we resolve what's going on behind the scenes with tariffs and all this other stuff. And so again, at the highs, I think the risk reward is to short certain things. There's things that are going to chop around, and then there's things that are going to be worth going long. And again, I think it's almost a directionless market, with more likely the big moves probably going to be to the downside versus the upside near term. And so how you handle that, trade it the best you can. Again, I like certain names for upside, I like certain names for downside, I like certain names just to leave them alone. So we'll talk about all that going into this recap. Again, if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room, links in the description below. I appreciate all the love, support, generous donation. Again, this channel is for education purposes. If you are looking to enact any of the trades that we are actually doing, consult a financial advisor. Again, this is not advice. This is just for education, and you do with it what you must. If you'd like to chat, take 30 minutes, Calendly. Let's connect. Come on. If you want to follow, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on all the platforms. It's whether it's X, YouTube, Instagram, all of our fun ones. Again, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you'd like to donate to the channel, again, hit the thanks button on YouTube, or links are in the description below. I appreciate all the love, support, generous donation. Again, please get the education, tradingagent.com. Tons of fun stuff here for growth, recommended reading. Just to follow up again, I wish this would update quicker, but hey, it's the nature of the beast. Again, I at this point don't really have a lot to say about that. You can whine to whine. So fear and greed index, we know we're in greed. Not extreme greed, but we also have been hanging out here in greed. We also know that going into the next Fed meeting, which is coming up in June, it's not really looking like anything is going to happen. So let's talk about the economic data last week. Much weaker. Much weaker. I mean, you had durable good orders fall off a cliff. You still have GDP kind of in that negative territory. S&P Case-Shiller, I mean, he's slowing down. Pending home sales slow. PCE finally coming into the zero, most negative territory where the Feds want it to be. So be aware. So good old friend Bitcoin, as we talked about, if this was going to hold, cool, you need to get over this level. Now we went back to the highs. We're starting to peel back. Now high and tight isn't bearish, but if we fail, and this is where, again, we talk about trading around positions. If you bought the lows, you take some at the highs. When we pull back, you wait for dips, and you can always buy the breakout if it is going to break out. But again, trading is not only about the money you spend, but the opportunity cost. Again, I don't know if this is going to break out. I honestly think there's better crypto out there, but hey, Bitcoin is the king, and until it fails, it's going to hold up. But at this point, again, I think it's big, choppy, sloppy. And again, I'd be watching. You really need to get back over the 109 to really confirm a breakout. If it doesn't, it's cool. You kind of just, you manage it. So oil, again, I like oil here. I know production is increasing. I think we're refilling the SPR slowly. I think there's about, I don't know, there's a lot of countries out there that want to fill up. In my opinion, I think ultimately I don't see price destruction on a magnitude that would bring it down to like old, when they got negative futures during COVID. But I wouldn't be surprised if we held here and chopped around. And if we fail here, then keep an eye on. Again, not to say the market can't drop and oil would hold up, but again, I'd be watching it to see, because this stuff has been in a big consolidation pattern. Talked about this, has been consolidating for almost, it seems like 10 years. So we'll see. Again, they continue to print money. They continue to devalue the dollar. I mean, you tell me, is this some sort of double bottom, or is this about to get crushed? Again, I personally don't really have any oil positions on currently, but I am looking at them. Absolutely. Like, I do think I'd put some of them on your watch list. So again, we'll get into it. Appreciate again sticking around. This video is going to be probably 20-30 minutes, and it's well worth the education. Natural gas, again, we like natural gas long term, but I'd like to see it at lower prices. And broken record on that. Dollar, we talked about this getting crushed. Now we're just consolidating. Worth an eye on it. Don't really care too much about the dollar volatility, like more worried about volatility again when it starts moving big. Bonds, we talked about this was painful trade. You know, you didn't get the breakout. Now you're retesting range lows. You filled some gaps. I mean, again, I'd be watching. I mean, because I think if I remember correctly, this around this area is the 5% yield on the 10-year. Correct me if I'm wrong if you get a chance, but again, I don't really know. Again, I'd like to see. I think rates need to go lower, but this is what's so hard. I mean, you don't know. We talked about chop. Be careful. VIX, as we talked about when it got up to the 60s, it was going to pull back. Now you're consolidating down here again. I think 50-cent traders out buying 50-cent call options up on VIX out in the time. I just keep an eye on it. Again, I personally don't have a preference other than watching. You know, I'm gonna again. This is why I take notes of this. I'd be watching mid 17s. See what happens there. That's the key. That opens the door. VIX, we talked about typically bottoms and tops first. It looks like it's bottom. I'd be watching for that gap fill. VIX at 91.70s. Keep an eye on that. All right. So let's go deeper into the markets because again, this is where I think everyone's. I mean, it's confusing. We talked about after a big move consolidation. Look at this guy. We talked about it's due to pull back or it's gonna. Oh man, I put these arrows in here. It was gonna consolidate. I mean, at this point, it's exactly like we thought. Consolidation. Let me clean some of this up. Right, consolidation. I mean, you could go either way. Again, I personally think that after this big up move, I'd be thinking the risk reward is what? More upside, unless none of this stuff gets figured out. And again, I've been on record. I don't think Europe and China are going to play easy. I think they're going to try to leverage time, and they're going to try to leverage Trump getting. I mean, again, they try to make him look bad, essentially by not being able to get a deal quickly. So that's my guess on this. And at this point, I'd be keeping an eye on it. I mean, you've got to get over basically 595, and you need to hold the 100, 200 day. I mean, it's kind of a simple trade here. Let me back this up. I'd keep it real simple, stupid, right? Like just keep it. Man, sorry, I don't know why it's being all funky. Just draw the box, man. Like this is the consolidation range. This is the range until it's not the range. Just keep it simple, stupid, right? You want to be bearish, you want to be bullish, that's fine. We talked about consolidation after a big up move. Not surprising that it's going to take a while. And if you want to get bearish certain names, go ahead. You want to get bullish certain, I get it. Like again, they don't always have to follow the market, but again, it's easier. Rising tide, lowering tide, lifts, drops all boats. QQQQ. Same kind of thing. Seems to be stuck around, you know, I don't know. Did you expect NVIDIA to hold the market up? I didn't. Again, I think tech, I mean, you can tell, look at the volatility, look at the money flow starting to like, again, it's just really not confirming this. I'm not a big fan of, you know, money flow not confirming it. So your top and then your lower highs. We'll see. I mean, indicators don't matter that much against why people are like, oh, so I MACD. I'm like, fucking A, stop. It does look like near term we're going to be in the chop zone. And again, you could say the chop zone is 500 to 520, right? That's how I'd look at it. I think you can short the highs. I think you can buy the dips with tight stops. Same thing. Just trade around it, in my opinion. I think this is where people don't get to understand. The summer can be choppy as shit. IWM seems to be consolidating. Not surprised. DIA with United Health getting crushed. This thing got pounded more, and now it's just chopping around. Seems to be holding up pretty good. Gold, again, I'm not a fan of gold in the second quarter. Told you this. Look at this. End of March into April, we talked about probably consolidates. You're welcome. Silver, like again, this Q2 is not the time to be bullish, in my opinion. Not to say that it can't go higher, but the probabilities say it's just not worth it. Wait until the end of June, in my opinion. Then you go from there. GDX, again, we talked about miners typically lead. Look at them consolidating. They had the blow off. Now they're chopping around. I mean, they topped very early to start Q2. I mean, that's the thing, right? Keep an eye on it. I mean, it's just not rocket science. Again, I like this stuff long term, but I wouldn't be surprised if it consolidates and chops around. Same kind of thing. Our friend AEM, which has been the leader, chopping around. AG, I mean, this thing can't get off the mat. Okay, take it for what it is, right? Like, just don't get mad about it. Newmont, sorry, same kind of thing, right? Hits the 58 level, consolidating, pass. Same kind of thing, consolidating. I get a lot of people asking me about this stuff, and I'm like, pass. Just let it run, let it play out. Just no rush. Taiwan Semi. Here we go. Nice pop up. We talked about like oversold, gonna get bounced. Gonna bounce. I mean, I think you can use some of these references, right? Like this candle here matters. You can see it seems to, I don't know. Like just look at this volume. Could we get up to here? It's always possible. I mean, a lot of these names, I think we're going to see this. Can I do it? Where's the over arc? I don't think they have an over arc. They have under arcs. Yeah. Just keep an eye on this. I mean, could this be? You guys know, like some sort of head and shoulders top. Remember, if you go read the Stock Traders Almanac, it says June ends Nasdaq's best 8 months. Just keep an eye on that, right? Like again, I'm not sitting here saying like, I mean, I guess I am saying again, I don't trust tech. Again, man, look at AMD again. I've been gone for a couple days. We talked about this getting up to the 200-day. Okay, or Micron, sorry, popping up the 200-day seems to be trouble. Keep an eye on it. AMD talked about this one getting up into the 20s. We got there. Keep an eye on it. NVIDIA. I mean, again, if you short this one, I like this one for a short, big time. Like zoom out. Like this is a complex head and shoulders top, in my opinion. Right, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Again, I still think this is the short of 2025, but we'll see what happens here. Again, I've been wrong. We called the top. A lot of these semi names look very similar, especially the leaders. Keep an eye on it. SMCI, right? Man, this thing's just painful. I don't even know what to say on that one. Intel, again, we like the trading range, but watch the 19s, 18s. AVGO has earnings this week. This is where I'd be keeping it on. Is this a double top? Feels kind of like it. SMH, again, as we talked about, tech to me is the best short. I mean, you don't have to overthink it. Like zoom out and you can just, you're back. Are you making lower highs? Now, some might say this is a consolidation pattern. Okay. I mean, you could make the argument. I mean, no one knows for sure. Like, I can't sit here and say, no. But in my opinion, more chips, more supply, slowing economy, tariffs. Again, even if it's just a pullback for the summer, maybe it's just a choppy range for the summer. I don't know. But I like the short up there. Adobe. Keep an eye on this one, right? We talked about this bouncing, watching the 100-day. Apple seems to have no lift, right? Feels like it's topped, consolidating. Feels like it's flagging to go lower, in my opinion. Amazon, right? Holding around 200-day, just chopping around. Meta, this one had a nice bounce like we talked about, right? Talked about that being the top, man. Last 2 weeks ago, look at it. Consolidation phase, money flow, not really going into it. Doesn't mean that it has to dump. But again, worth a watch, right? CRM, talked about the double bottom on this one, bouncing. Didn't really, I mean, hits the 200-day, backs off. Guggenheim, I mean, it seems to be Google. I don't know what, why, how, but it seems to be like a lot of congressmen are buying it. Nice bounce off the bottom. We'll see. Watch the 100, 200-day confluence. Microsoft, again, this had a nice bounce back to the highs. Consolidating, worth the watch. NDAQ. Again, I like the short. Oh, man. I didn't realize this one was right back at the highs. Look at that. Worth a watch. I mean, watch that 84 area. MicroStrategy. Again, if Bitcoin's not going to go, why is MicroStrategy pulling back? Tough to tell. Netflix. I like Netflix here for a short up here. That's kind of a, again, like the blow off last move, right? Like the super straight line. You make a slightly higher. It seems to be chopping around. You're going to have to be patient on that one, right? It's not rocket science here, but you could be wrong. Just keep it simple, stupid, right? Roblox, again, we talked about this one's been holding up really well. I don't not stepping in front of that one. I was like, oh, sure. Nope. Not that one. Could get bought out at any point. CrowdStrike, nice rally back. PanW again. We like cybersecurity names. We said it a million freaking times. I like them. Watching for dips. Tesla, talked about. We thought this one was going higher. You're welcome. Now it seems to be in this consolidation phase. Perfect. Let it play out, man. I'm not in a rush to jump on that one. I like it long term though, obviously, but I'd be waiting for pullbacks. Palantir seems to be getting a government deal every month. Sorry, every day. Holding the 20-day. Okay, don't short that one. Insight again. We talked about this buying this in the mid 50s. Congrats. HIMS. A lot of people are saying this is some sort of like cup and handle. Again, I personally don't think their business is worth. I mean, has no moat around it. Like nobody can. I mean, anybody can duplicate what they're doing. I don't think they have rocket science going on here. So Baba pulling back with China. Man, this one looks a little oversold. It's a tough one. It hasn't been acting well. But I think you can watch that 113 area. I mean, if you think some sort of reprieve is coming here, I mean, it makes sense. I don't know. I'd be watching. I mean, I'd be watching the 110 area. Let's keep it rolling. Rolling. McDonald's, chop. I mean, look at this. People don't understand chop. I mean, it can happen. Look at this, months. Starbucks, bounce off the lows, chop. Airbnb, nice bounce, right? Pulls back, chop. Coinbase, again, gets added. The S&P 500. Seems to be a blow off. I'd be watching. I mean, you can look to the left. That 270 area is acted as resistance. DKNG, we talked about this. Dead cat bounce, you got it. Costco with earnings, nice bounce back. Again, it fills the gap. Look at this. It just fills. I mean, I'm going to drag this up here because it filled the gap. Keep an eye on it because this could be a trap. Again, I think it's had a huge move. It's tough to trust. FedEx, I like FedEx. I think it makes sense here if things, again, is this pricing in the worst case scenario? This thing has gotten just demolished. I'd be watching. Keep an eye on it, right? XLF, it's really hard for the market, again, to ultimately roll over unless financials start rolling over. They seem to be holding up pretty well. Chopping Hood, we talked about liking this one. Man, off the lows, man, right back at the highs. Congrats. JP Morgan, again, they're selling the hell out of their stock, chopping around. We'll see what happens. Morgan Stanley, these all had nice bounces and consolidated. I mean, this is where I'm like thankful I can just get away for 2 weeks and like expecting like it's probably going to consolidate. You got it. Goldman Sachs, chopping around. Carry, chopping around, right? Keeping on. Again, it's hard to trust. Oh, sorry. Carry. It's hard to trust a market dump if we're just chopping around. We talked about it failing up at the trend line. Congrats. It looks like it's a layering for the next leg down, in my opinion. The XBI, we talked about this was due for a dead cat bounce. Got it. Chopping around. Jets, even the Jets bounced. Keep an eye on it. Housing, again, housing is not strong. Definitely looking weaker. Like, that's the thing here. Keep an eye on that, right? So, just in my opinion, be careful in there. Let's get into the commodity names. Dow, like these names. Nice little dividend today, pulling back 70 cents. Worth a watch. That one looks real juicy right there. CE, this one had been acting well, right? Off the lows, seems okay. Again, I wouldn't go nuts. I'd be waiting for pullbacks. Caterpillar, we talked about this one, right? Nice bounce on earnings, chopping around. Deere, this one has been a boss. Man, that one's a tough one. Breakout. Watching the 20-day. Nucor, again, we like steel. I want it, again, you have to think about like it is just pounding lows. After hours, it's at 122 because some steel deals coming through, like tariffs, clearly protecting Nucor. So keep an eye on it. Again, we like X. I think it's going to get bought out at 55. That's kind of the goal. Keep an eye on it. And we like materials long term. Breaks the downtrend. Now it's consolidating. No surprise. VALE, we talked about this one, right? If you liked it, in the eights. Nice bounce, but got to get over the 200-day. Arrow, again, I like Arrow a lot. Again, junior copper, I think this thing is bound to break out at some point. And if it does, you know where it's probably going. It's probably going back to the 18, right? 17, 18 area. That's what I'd be watching. Keep an eye on it. FQVLF. Again, these are a lot of commodity names. We like these. Keep an eye on it. Can't get over the highs, but not surprised. It's chopping around. You've got trading ranges. Again, we like copper. SCCO seems to be consolidating. SCX, same kind of thing, consolidating. You had the bottom. Look at the volume down there. URNJ again. It looks like we're going to get some sort of uranium deal. Looks like Trump wants to expand nuclear power. I would not go shorting these things. I'd probably be looking URNJ. I don't know, mid 16s. That to me makes sense. Again, CCJ, we talked about this when it held the 36, 38 area. Nice. Back at the highs, consolidating near term. Maybe the money flow isn't confirming. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if it consolidates. All right, CF, we've liked the ag names. Mosaic, like the ag names. Man, look at these. Talked about it. Coming off the lows. You're welcome. SQM. This one's getting a little interesting because, again, I stopped out of this one on my trip. This one would be interesting because, again, you get end of month dumping, right? Is this like a lower low without the money flow showing you potentiality for a blow off to, like, again, because you dump losers at the end of the month? Worth a watch, y'all. Again, I like it. NTR, we've talked about this one, right? Back at the range highs, off of the lows. Again, AA started layering into some AA yesterday. Why not? Trend line. Hello. 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 Again, take note. I mean, I like it here. I mean, you don't have to be perfect. Kalu. Again, let's wrap it through this. Kalu, again, we like aluminum names. Look at this. MP, right? Rare earth metal deal. Keep an eye on it. REMEX. Again, you gotta like it down here, right? I think rare earth metals makes sense, right? It's good. That's kind of what the whole issue with China is. Keep an eye on it. Cliff, again, wow, look at that. Look at this capitulation. Holy shit. Worth a watch. Again, solar, our friend solar. Again, I have a little bit of first solar going right now. Keep an eye on it. Again, this stuff is nice bounce and pulling back. Sedge, again, I'm not really a fan of these, but again, they're all acting in unison. They're worth a watch. ENPH, blow off. First solar, I like a lot, right? Keep an eye on it. It looks pretty solid. This one to me is the leader of the sector, in my opinion. We filled the gap. Again, I like this here after this big up move. Again, it's a very easy risk reward trade. I'm personally in it. I've got in around 155. Didn't get anywhere near the lows. I started just trading the last 2 days of my vacation. It was worth a watch. HYG, again, corporate debt, holding up pretty well. It's tough to expect the market to dump if it's going to do that. USO, again, it's easier. Bond markets versus US debt. Very interesting. Oils we talked about, chopping around. UNG, again, I hate this product. Let it come down. KOLD, again, I like this short on pops. Man, I would love to see a 30 handle on that. Wouldn't that be a damn gift, right? Keep an eye on it, right? XOP, again, I like XOP on dips. Talked about it, hit the trend line. Your guess is as good as mine near term. I'd be patient. Again, as I go through these names, like MPC, again, holding up pretty well. Valero, again, holding up pretty well. I wouldn't short these names, but I'd be watching for dips. ExxonMobil looks a little better down here for risk reward. BP, we talked about this, buying this one at the 25, 24. Consolidating. Occidental, right? Chopping around, right? I like this one. Watch how it acts. Man, it's really good, actually. At 40, I'd be keeping an eye on that. Devon Energy, we talked about these names, chopping around. I like all of them, but just waiting for pullbacks. Apache, right? Chopping around. Had a nice pop-up. They look like they're just consolidating. Watching the 16 level on that one. Lyondell Base, another chemical company, just chopping around. I like these with tight stops. CVE, to me, makes sense. Right, I'd be watching. And I thought mid 13s might be pretty good, but man, again, I think now you have to look at like that 1275 area. That's what I'd be watching. And EQT, holding up pretty well. I mean, again, it's hard to expect. I mean, this is where we're talking about leaders leading, some names chopping, some leading up. Keep an eye on it. Last but not least, Flex LNG. Took some profit on this one at the channel high. Now just consolidating. Again, I think we'll be natural gas exporters. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. If you think you would like to trade this stuff, again, consult with financial advisor. This is all for education. Again, this is why you check all of the market to understand all the dynamics going on, because again, the market is not one thing. It's the overall flow of everything within it. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Always here to help. I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Talk to you soon. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.